1, 2, 1, 2. Here I am, Dom Famularo, back in action. This is so incredible that I had the chance to step into the world of so many great players. And today for Mapex, I am so honored to have another dear friend of mine who I am a huge fan of his playing and just his whole aura of being positive. This is probably one of the most positive people you're going to meet in your life and you're going to hear in our drumming, wonderful brotherhood of community here. And it's so great because what Mapex does, they have this all access. And today, not only am I going to bring him in to talk about his playing, but we're going to have him play to some tracks and talk about some educational programs, which we're going to eventually feature for you to win some lessons with Dante on the lesson squad. So we're going to get all into that in the course of the process. But we are here today, and, my gosh, I get a chance to step into the world of these players. And Dante is just a great guy. He's a great player. His pocket and his groove is so deep. His hands and his fluidity is so smooth. This is a real all-around great musician. So please welcome, if you would, Dante Roberson. Bring him in.
What's up? How you doing, Dom?
Dante, thanks for joining me, man. Thank you so much. And on behalf of Mapex, I thank you because this allows us to have the chance of being able to really share some ideas from you behind your kit, talking about specific things that have affected you to develop your style of playing. And your playing really has got everything. You've got pocket, you've got technique, you've got groove, you've got everything going for you. With, on top of that, great musicianship with all that you're doing.
It's all pre-recorded. I just move my hands, and I've learned how to sync my hands real good. That's all it is. All pre-recorded. Other people play it. I just move my hands, and I get the fame. So I'll take it.
I wish it was that easy because I'd be doing that for sure, man. You're laying this thing down for sure. Just talk, if you would, just to recap. We did an interview before, which was so great. Just talk about your early days of playing in church and just what that was like as far as how that influenced you.
Oh, man. Playing in church was a dope situation because I learned so much that when I was in school, I already had learned. So you learn how to take chastisement. You learn how to read a director or read a band to be able to play and kind of manipulate someone back into the groove that's like kind of playing out, or someone to who's dragging you to learn how to make them, catch up with the band. So playing in church is like gumbo. And if you know a good New Orleans gumbo, you got the crab, the sausage, the shrimp, and everything like that. But that roux is the most important thing of the gumbo, and that's the foundation. If your roux is horrible, your gumbo is horrible. As my dad will call it, he will call it pot liquor. And don't nobody want no pot liquor ever in the world. No one wants no pot liquor. So you have to be the one that makes a good roux that sticks to the bones and have people fall in love with what you do. I learned how to be simplistic in church, and I also I learned when to put the information out there and let it be able to speak for itself. Yeah,
it's kind of interesting because when you think about it, that influence of being that young, you were very young when you were playing in church, right?
Oh yeah, I was 3 years old. No, I'm serious. I was getting yelled at 3 years old because my church had a population of like 10. And I think my family was 5 of them. So I'm in church like, faster. So, I got to mute real fast.
Boy, this is fantastic. Dante, already we've got the people that are joining us from Brazil. We've got Alex de Oliveira, who is from Brazil, says hello. And also Nina Parra, who is a phenomenal drummer out in São Paulo area, has also joined us here, and they say hi from Brazil. So we're already reaching people in different countries. Fantastic.
I love it. I'm thankful.
So with this process now, you're starting to play. You're playing in church, and you're starting to play with other musicians, putting bands together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I went on tour at the age of 13 with Daryl Coley. He was a world-renowned gospel singer. He sang with the Hawkins and Andre Crouch and all that stuff. Then he went solo, and I ended up playing with him at 13 years old. I did his first recording at 15. And when I say life-changing events because I'm the kid, literally the kid on the road. My mother used to sing with Daryl Coley, so that's how everything kind of panned out. So, it was like, all right, this drummer's quitting. Welcome to the drum chair. I was like, okay, don't yell at me like you yelled at him. I'm going to yell at you worse. Trust me. I'm going to yell at you worse.
This is what we call baptism by fire. You were
Amen.
thrown in there, and you had to produce and play and make it happen.
Yes, sir. All day, every day. They're not playing.
See, this is when I say to certain students of mine, when you have to put your big boy and your big girl pants on, this is what it takes. This is really, you got to go in there and open up your ears and be able to be alert and pay attention to what's going on.
Yeah, you got to stomp with the big dogs. I mean, regardless of whatever genre of music that you're playing, you got to know how to take what they're saying and hear what they're saying. Because a lot of people try, especially in music, want to be emotional. And, like that movie with Tom Hanks, there's no crying in baseball. Crying. There's no crying in music. I mean, there's passion, there's emotion, but there's no crying. You got to be able to have a soft heart, a heart made out of flesh, so you can receive what someone's saying. Because if your heart is pure, you'll be able to strain out the harshness or the negativity, but you'll be able to actually take nuggets away from what anybody says to you. So I want musicians to understand, especially drummers, when they're yelling and they're tripping out on you, listen to what they're saying. Watch their body movements. We, as the drummer, the guy that's in the back or on the side of the stage, depending on where you set up, you have to be the chameleon. If you don't know how to be a chameleon, then you don't know how to be a musician. If you're thinking one-minded or one-tracked, then you'll never make it. You just might as well have your own band and be like Miles Davis, hire and fire who you want. But if you want to make it in this game, i.e. doing sessions, tours, and whatever else in gigging, you have to be a chameleon. You have to be a sniper. You have to be that one that people can trust and rely in. So I want you guys to take that with you.
Boy, that is a very, very powerful image. I mean, people have to really realize that, that's what it takes. If you really want to, seek a higher level of performance, you got to really produce what it takes to lay out and be adaptable in all situations.
Yeah. You have to be adaptable. I remember I go back to this story a lot. I tell people when the first time we were doing our interview, I was telling them, I said, first time I saw Dom, he wasn't behind the kit. He was literally talking to musicians about being a musician. And that's what a lot of younger musicians don't do with each other. They don't talk about being a musician. And also being a musician affects your whole life. It affects your whole life. So if you're a butthead, not playing music, you're going to be a butthead playing music. If you have an ego and pride walking around on the street thinking you're the baddest thing on earth, you're going to have that playing music. But if you have a real sincere heart, you know who you are, and you know how to get along with people and love people, man, you're going to go so far in this game because people are going to want you just for who you are. And at the end of the day, when you get the gig, it's your gig. You have nothing else to prove. So you don't have to play for the naysayers on the side or the people behind you trying to be in your ear to tell you do this and do that. You play the music for how you're supposed to play the music. And I guarantee you, your career and your life will go head over heels over where they are. And then they'll sit back wondering, well, what'd I do wrong? Well,
yeah, well, this is great. This is really great advice. And this is really great topic. What we're doing with the Mapex All Access now is bringing players back like yourself to get this to more into a lesson mentality. Because I want people to understand that you're going to offer some lessons, and we're going to have lessons that will be available with you at thelessonsquad.com/Dante-Roberson. So, I mean, I want people to go to that site and to check it out, and any questions they have and lessons that they want to have, they can contact you directly. But you're going to give away 3 free lessons here in the course of our discussion. And as we go on and talk about, we're going to have certain topics that you're going to talk about, and then there'll be some questions that will be asked. If anybody can answer those questions by going to this website here and checking this out, you'll get a lesson with Dante this will be fantastic. And this is all because of Mapex All Access and Lesson Squad. So this is really, really just great all the way around. But you have played with some of the greatest musicians: Whispers, Mariah Carey, Cameo. I mean, Carl Wheeler doing the Carl Wheeler stuff, Tony Saunders. You've had such great, and you continue to push it on. But you put your own album together.
Yeah.
And what was that like putting that out?
Stressful reliever during COVID. How about that? As you mentioned, Carl Wheeler, I have some dope people in my life, and I was talking to my assistant and my right hand, Keely, and I was talking about a song, and she said, "All right." And the first song I put out was "Smile." It was a simple single. Carl Wheeler and Devin Watkins produced it. Kevin Moore played sax, and Charles Spikes played guitar, and it was real nice, and it did real well. Then after that, people kept going, "So what else is coming out?" I was like, "Nothing." And then they said, "No, you need to do some more." So then songs started hitting me. My friends started hitting me. And next minute I know, 15 songs later, here we go with Caveat. It's out on all platforms. You can get it on iTunes. You can buy it on iTunes. You can buy it on Amazon, but it's on Spotify. It's on Apple Play. It's on YouTube. It's all over the place. And I'm just thankful to have like some great friends. It's past being musicians, but when you're friends, and I mean, Phil Perry, Michael Tiny Lindsay, Davey Nathan, Carl Wheeler, Tony Saunders, Michael Parlett, Phil Perry, Allison Williams, Marcus Phillips. I mean, when I say Rick Alexander, when I say the list goes on and on, man, it's like I'm humbled that friends looked out for me and wanted to be a part of my vision. Yeah.
But you've surrounded yourself with like-minded people, with positive people, as you are yourself very positive. And Keely is just an incredibly positive person. And you really have that kind of that vibe of, listen, we're going to be a team together. We're going to make this work, but we're going to make it fun and keep it positive.
Oh yeah, got to make it positive. I got my little brother here, Demarie, and my other two little brothers coming, and they're like, "Man, we got your back. We're gonna help you get this together." I was like, "Okay." And it takes, people don't understand. It takes a real relationship with people to advance. Yeah. It really takes a friendship. It takes a bond, and I'm so thankful to have that with these guys. I really appreciate Demarie being here. Waking up at the crack of dawn and it's like, "I'm at the door, man. Let's get it done." I'm like, "Oh, okay, all right, let's do it."
That is absolutely fantastic. Well, I want you to play a tune from Caveat from the new album. I think this first one is called "Decisions Made."
Yes, sir. It features Emilio Canessa and Kevin Stansel on bass, and a real dear friend of mine that passed last year during COVID, Gino Blacknell. He actually produced this track, and it was very emotional for me. It took me about 2.5 months to play this song because every time I tried to play this song, I felt like my heart was about to explode.
Yeah. And
then out of nowhere, one day, I was like, I heard his voice in my ears, like, "Dude, you gonna do the track or not?" And I was like, "Okay, I'm going to do the track. I'm going to get this thing over with. Let me get it popping. Let me get it going now." So this is Decisions Made on the Caveat album. I hope you guys enjoy it.
Fantastic. Go get them. Yeah. Dang, fantastic, man. Absolutely fantastic. Boy, you're playing, Dante, it gets get better and better each time I hear you play, man. You're smooth, you're right in the pocket. And what's amazing about it is that this concept of being able to play, you lock in with time. You're playing to a click, to a recorded music. So talk about the click. What is it about the click that you're able to absorb and be so comfortable with it?
Okay. First off, public service announcement. As you can see, I'm not perfect. And my little brothers, my other two little brothers just walked in and they started joking with me. And I look over to the left and all of a sudden I drop a stick. And then I come over here, I go for the infamous Dante Roberson roll. So, hey, it's early. It's early over here. So I said, I'm doing my best. I'm trying to give you my best. But playing with the click is real easy. Now we're in a phase of life where a lot of music has a lot of sequences and you're hearing all that type of stuff. But I come from where the click, you're hearing, that's what it is. So playing with the click is not a hard thing. Let me see the phone real quick. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a click on at 120. 120. And playing with the click, this is how I really got comfortable with the click. I'm going to half the click. I'm going to half the click as I go. So the first part of you playing with the click is just play with the click. Don't do nothing else. Just play the click. Play time. Feel the click. Feel where you fall with the click. And then gradually open up with the click. And I'll show you how I started that here. So, of course, with a click going at 120, you can hear what you're doing. I mean, it's pop, 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 pop. You know, you can just, you can move right along with it. Now, let's take that in half. So 120, half of that is 60. So we're going to take the same click. We're going to drop it all the way down to 160. You hear it moving. You hear it moving. You hear it moving. Is that 160? This is what 60 sounds like. Now we're going to play that same groove. It's a lot more space. It's not pop, 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 pop. It's a lot more space. So this is where you're going to learn how the push and pull of music is. Here we go. What's half of 60? 30. Okay, it's too early in the morning to look bad. It's too way early in the morning to look bad.
You're doing great.
Same groove. Same groove. You hear it. Here we go. Okay, so playing with the click. That if you could just take a click, have it playing for you in a sense, eighth notes, you'll be able to take that click, feel that pulse. The thing about it is get that pulse inside you. If you notice when you walk to a pulse. When you see other people walk, you almost start to try to match their pulse because you're so used to walking at a pulse and keeping in time with people. So when you break it down to 60, you still feel that pulse in you because you embedded that pulse in you. You still hear that, even though it's going bop, 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 bop. You hear bop, 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 bop. And then when it goes to 30, it's going bop, bop, bop. You're like bop, 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 bop. You went from the eighth notes to the quarter to a whole note. Literally, what you're doing is you're embedding that pulse, that click. So you, regardless of whatever is going on, you got that click. And you'll be the first one to know if someone's speeding up or dragging, and you'll feel it yourself. If you try to go for a lick or something, you'll feel yourself pushing and pulling. So there you go.
Boy, this is really so well done, Dante. What first of all, what Mapex kit is that?
I'm glad you asked, sir. This is ta-da. This is the Mapex Evolution. This is the Aztec Blue. My 10 and 12 are, this is 7x10 and this is 8x12. They're birch and walnut. So it goes birch, walnut, birch. The kick drum and the floor tom, my other floor tom, and my other kick drum, which are not here, are maple. So they maple, birch, maple. On my 10-inch tom, I have it wide open because on the in a sense residence knob, I have it wide open because I want my 10-inch to always to speak. I want my 10-inch to do. When I get to the 16, I still want to hear the 10. My 12 is cranked just a little bit, like one turn, and it gives it nice. Like if you hear the 10, then you hear the 12. You hear how the 12 kind of cuts off just a little bit because I wanted to meet up with this 14. Watch this. See how they just sing? And these drums, when I say they sing, they stand up. They're very dynamic. They're very emotional. I'm playing two atomizers here. This one is tuned low. I'm going to play this one on the next track, but I'm going to use it for the other thing I'm going to do too. But here it goes. This is the low body. And here goes my main snare, which you've been hearing pretty much all day. I got Firecracker and Boom Shakalaka. So, yeah.
Well, that really is a beautiful kit, a beautiful sounding kit. You have an unbelievable setup here, in your studio, and both you're able to record, you're able to teach here. So this is a really unique, great setup in the process. So with that click, you went from 120, you went to 60, you went to 30.
Yes, sir.
What a great exercise to do. So I guess this is just a matter of you have to just constantly do it to get the feel for that click. You got to just keep on doing it, right?
Yeah, you got to keep on doing it. Yes, it's great to play the records. It's great to play this to a loop or play to a sequencer, but there's nothing like playing to a click. Steve Gadd used to take a click and just murder it with the dynamics. A click can be right here. It could be a click could be like a 95, and he could take that click and just watch this. He'll make like first. Here's the sweet spot. 1, 2, 1. Now he's the first one to do this before hip hop started doing it. He can lay beats off the click. Now let's go back. Then Tower Power would take the click and play on top of the click. So David Garofalo would make it feel like this. Now we're back. So we have to learn how to do all three. Sometimes you got to play in the middle. Sometimes you got to know how to lay it back. Then sometimes you got to know how to play it on top of it. So
Beautiful,
yeah.
Beautiful, boy, really, really well done. We had a someone here. Big hello from Mississippi. Let me hear some blues shuffle on that beautiful kid. Can you give us a little bit of a shuffle groove on there?
All right, here we go.
Thanks for the question. Fantastic, Dante.
How's that?
Thanks. Maybe if we can, Demario, can you turn his mic up a little louder?
Can you turn my mic up a little bit louder?
Bring that up a little bit louder so we can hear you even better. So in this process here, so with the click, well, that's a great exercise. Start at a certain tempo, then half it again.
Yes, sir. Yeah, half it, and just because every time you half it, you're gonna hear that space.
Yeah.
You're going to hear that space and see what a sequencer does. It takes up so much space. When they set a loop, the loop is to where you almost feel like all you want to play is. But when you can play with a click, you can have your mind go to. You see what I'm saying? So yeah.
Boy, great exercise. And again, I'm going to go back to the lesson squad. We're going to go back to here, and anybody go to lessonsquad.com/Dante-Roberson, and you'll have tons of information there for sure. So let's talk about hands now. About practicing on a pad and working on your hands and just developing your hands. How would you go about that?
Okay, so I never met Buddy Rich. Never met him. The two people I met with hands that freaked me out, believe it or not, Dennis Chambers, Billy Cobham. Then I didn't know about the molar from Jim Chafin. I found out the molar from you because you were at the Vic Firth booth with those big then the Vic Firth booth with on a practice pad, and you were showing somebody at NAM the molar, and I just stood there for a minute going, why does this dude got his arms flaring all over the place? What's that all about? That don't make sense. But then you were doing it slow, so your hands were really moving. And then when you started getting faster, your hands locked in, and it got like right here. And I said, "Okay, hold on. Do that again. Do that again, sir. One more time from the top." So when you're working on your hands, everybody has a dominant hand. The hand, if you play open-handed, your left hand is kind of your dominant hand. If you play orthodox, your right hand is your dominant hand. Well, here are exercises that you can do to help you build up your hand. So I have one exercise that goes 1 and 2E and a 3 and 4E and a 1 and 2 and 3E and a 4E and a 1 and 2E and a 3 and 4E and a 1 and 2 and 3E and a 4E and a 1. Now I'm going to do it, and then I'm going to take where I had the 16 notes, I'm going to put 30-second notes in it. So I'm on my ePad M8 practice pad. I'm going to do it on the pad, then I'm going to do it on the snare so you guys can really hear it. So that's one exercise. So the second exercise is to help you build up the hand you barely use. Because, if you're right-handed, this hand's over here. It does all that stuff. And then you try to do something with your left hand. You go, come on, left hand. Come on, left hand. Come on, left hand. Do something. Your left hand goes. And that's it. So this is to help you to build up your left hand or build up your non-dominant hand. And this is like clave, like Bo Diddley clave or the Sun clave. You just take a pattern. So bop, 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 bop. So you're going to play flams on the accents. And whatever hand you flam with, that hand is going to play a single, one hand stroke or a one hand line. And then when you flam again, the other hand's going to play it. And it's going to go on and on and on like that. So you're going clave, bop, 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 bop. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that exercise works a lot. So that's one of my favorite exercises, especially when you warm up. So yeah, that's a great exercise to put your money on.
So you're playing like a clave, rhythm. But
Yes.
are you putting flams on that rhythm? Is that how you're doing it?
Yes, that's how you get to alternation. You put a flam on it, so it's like.
Dante, that is an absolutely great exercise. It's a great exercise for not only just being able to have a sense of equalness in the hands, but it really is a good weaker side strengthening, developing exercise.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great exercise to do. Like another exercise that I know you'll like because you think weird out the box like me. playing 7 strokes, but putting a crescendo and decrescendo to it. So you take it, go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And what you're doing is you're playing at the same time. It's something about playing at the same time. You get to see what both hands are doing. So if your dominant hand, it looks a certain way, make sure that your non-dominant hand looks the same way. And yes, it's going to feel weird for a minute because you haven't really worked on the technique of your left hand. But this is working on that technique of that hand so you get the same fluidity with both hands. I know some people play French grip. I play like a German American grip because I like to have full stroke at all time. I can still use my fingers. I still have control. As you can see, I still have control of everything. But at the same time, when I need to play, I can play. So yeah, that's another exercise that you can use.
Well, these are great exercises. I mean, that really is. I mean, dynamics is such an important part of playing, and there seems to be a loss to a certain degree in dynamic usage in today's music.
I'm okay. You like asking questions like that to start stuff. So because I have no tact, and I'll just say it. So a lot of musicians lose. A lot of musicians are not musicians because they have the ego in it. They have the I in it. They have the I killed on this gig. I sound good on this gig. Not we sound good. So, but then all of a sudden they wondering why their phone's not ringing. They're wondering why people don't even look at them to do anything anymore. And I mean, it's a situation that sucks, but it's also a reality. You put yourself in that situation.
Yeah.
So the moment you can take all this stuff and not try to blur out on a gig, you're not going to be trying to play like prime example on a gig. You're not going to like say Brick House. Everybody knows Brick House starts. They're going to say Brick House. You're not going to go. But the bass player is going to be over there like. and the singer's going to be like, yeah, this is his last gig. Give it. Remember what y'all need to remember this. Y'all need to remember this. You ever hear somebody with a mic say, give it up to somebody? That is their last gig. So if the drummer's playing like that and they go, give it up to Eric, you be like, well, Eric's not doing that gig no more. You know what I'm saying? Or, they go, give it up to the drummer. And I'm like, well, when you pack up your stuff, they already blocked and deleted you on social media, on their phones. You're not getting a call.
Boy, there's unfortunately a lot of truth to that matter too, for sure. So the thing is, apply dynamics and be aware of dynamics in your playing. But one more thing I want to pull out of you. Bass drum technique. A lot of players when they play, they jam that bass drum beater into the head, and it seems to choke the sound. So just talk about your philosophy about just the understanding about playing a groove and utilizing that bass drum technique.
There's a infamous, iconic drummer that passed just a couple years ago out here in the Bay Area who played bass. His name is Joel Smith. And when I say he could do anything on a single pedal, like sometimes you heard him play, you would get frustrated thinking he's playing 2 kick drums and he's not. And he told me the number one thing to do is, first off, a lot of drummers, when they play, they kind of lean to one side. They don't kind of stay perpendicular, stay straight up. They lean to one side. So they kind of lean onto the bass drum side. So when they lean on that side, you're kind of, if you're sitting at your kit now and you lean to the right, you automatically feel your right foot put more pressure onto the kick drum. But when you stay in the middle, you sit in the middle, your feet are even. Like right now, my feet are even. And this exercise means the world to me. I learned this from Joel. Now, I know somebody else said they got it from somebody else, but Joel Smith, I was a little kid. He showed me this exercise, and it was you play eighth notes, triplets, and 16th notes. But again, you have to make sure that you take your foot off that beat. You can't be going in here going 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 3 and a 3. You see how my whole body started jiggling? Hey man, I'm a big dude. I don't look right jiggling. I got to look right. You know, I can't have my like all that stuff, all that jitter. I can't. That scares me. So if you look at it and you take it, you just sit back, go slow so you can really get the technique. Look at your foot when you look at your pedal. Like right now, my beater is not touching the bass drum whatsoever. It's like about a quarter, like a half inch or an inch away from the beater, from the kick drum. So when I sit, I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and 4 and a 1. Listen to the bass drum tone. Notice it's not this. You hear how short that is? The bass drum is the biggest drum you have, and you want that thing to boom. So make it boom. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1. That exercise will save your life. Also, when you're playing the John Bottom doubles, a lot of people like to dig in the pedal, but you get more speed when you take your foot, when you just relax with it. Again, a lot of people play them like this. You see how I'm trying to dig in to get that? All that comes from trying to play louder. You can play louder and stronger by working on your technique. If you hit the drum right, it will produce correctly. So if you just sit back and go slow. Just take your time, and then see how the bass drum got dynamics now? It's not. It's like that's what gives it that wave. It gives it that wave, so people go, "Hey, that's sexy. That makes me want to move." You're winning. You win. So yeah, those are just bass drum exercises that I do.
Well, those are great exercises, Dante. I mean, it really is so important to have your bass drum relaxed. And like I said, you want your body to be natural in its motion, not much unlike dancing. So when you're playing the groove, you want to be able to feel the drums under your hands and under your feet, so there's literally no tension.
Yeah, you do. There's songs that are iconic songs that people play all the time on R&B gigs, like Bobby Brown, "Don't Be Cruel." Yeah, Bobby Brown, "Don't Be Cruel," and Cameo Strange. Like Cameo Strange, it starts off with a crazy bass drum pattern. And I was like, what are you doing? You gonna start off a song like this? And it goes 1, 2, 3. That's the bass drum pattern for the verse. All that stuff was the verse, and then the regular song has that pattern, and then "Don't Be Cruel" is crap, brain fart. I'm almost 50. Forgive me. Oh. Yeah. Again, you can't play that leaning to one side, digging in that pedal, because it's not gonna feel right. And it's that bass drum is like boom, boom, kappa, boom, boom, kappa, boom, boom. It's not ba 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 ba. Yeah.
Well, this is really helpful, Dante. I mean, this is really what gives people the understanding of being able to become one with the kit, to be kind of, that feeling of being able to feel the music and be a part of the music.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like you do the butt out the cigarette. I've tried that like for 2 years straight, and I was like, man, I'm just gonna take Dom out like that old movie Misery and set the log between your legs and say, start over, bow. Because I mean, the way your feet be moving side to side like this, I go, who does that? I'm
Well,
old school. I'm just up and down.
well, believe it or not, I got that. I got that. I first saw Tony Williams do that.
Really?
That swivel technique on his hi-hat and on his bass drum when he played. He had this kind of swivel technique. And then I talked to my sister, who was a tap dancer, and she said that's a tap dancing technique. And then I found out that Tony was also a tap dancer. So a lot of
Wow.
it kind of came from different things. So, like you said, we kind of steal from everybody in the process as we're learning in the course. But that movement of having your foot play that direct and play that, let that beat come off the bass drum is such an important part of being able to get a good bass drum sound.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, because it's like you don't hit the drum like, or you you want your drums to speak,
Yeah.
and when they speak, people go, "Woo! Them drums sound good." You know, I mean, I got great drums by Mapex, and I got some great accordion drum heads on here. What more can I ask for, man? I mean, these drums, it's the drum that people want. You know, that's why these Mapex drums just speak so much. So how dare I play them all?
Yeah, yeah. And with these evolution, the way they just sing, especially with the special mounts that they have on them, where you can adjust the tone of the ring from the mount. I mean, it's some pretty high-end equipment that we have available to us to play it. You know, before you go, I want you to play one more song for us. I want you to pull another song out of Caveat and play maybe the tune "Tainted Love."
Tainted Love. You want me to play Tainted Love at an early morning? Oh God. Okay, Tainted Love. Okay, but let me tell you this. I have a link. So what I did was I took 5 of the songs from the album: Shinjuku Station, Tainted Love, Decisions Made, Quick Walk Through Time, and a song featuring my boy Tiny. It's 5 songs. I can't remember which ones, but I made them drumless. So if you would like to get that from me, all you have to do is inbox me on Facebook or DM me on YouTube and just get to me, and I can show you the process to getting them, and you know, we could take care of the price and everything, all that type of stuff. But you want me to play Tainted Love? Man, I wish you would have said anything easier. You could have said a slow song or something, but I gotta play Tainted Love, man. You got it ready? You got Tainted Love ready? Man. Okay, for you, Dom.
Woo!
For you.
Oh my gosh. Good morning. I know you're on the West Coast. It's earlier there. This is incredible. Great playing, Dante. Great playing, man. Your groove, your pocket, your musicality, the fills that you play, the sensitivity you play with, the compassion you play by really listening to other musicians, and just the sheer passion that drives you. You got a lot going on in there.
Man, thank you so much, Dom. You don't understand. Hearing that come from you is a blessing in itself. I mean, thank you to everyone that signed in and logged in to watch the interview, the clinic. I appreciate all you guys. Dom, you already know, man. You got a special part of my heart, man, and I can't wait for you to hurry up and come out here so we could take you to that good steak dinner, man, so we can act a fool.
Woo!
And I appreciate everybody that has purchased Caveat. I appreciate anybody who wants to come to the lesson squad. You want to come? Let's work on some stuff. I got you. Let's make it happen. Those that want to get the playlist tracks and everything, I got you. Just hit me up. You could DM me on Facebook or on YouTube. It's no problem. We can make it happen. And when I say I'm honored, I'm honored. Thank you, Mapex. Thank you, Mark Bennett. I got to thank Aquarian with Chris Brady. I got to thank SC. I got to thank you. I got to thank Chad Brandalidi at Vader. I thank you guys so much for having my back. And I'm overjoyed. Honestly, I'm overjoyed after the hectic week I had and trying to get all this stuff together. I want to thank my little brother, Demarie. I want to thank my little brother in tech, Charles Reed. I want to thank the other Demarie that can't play drums to save his life, but he thinks he can. And, I'm just thankful. That's the best thing I can say. Just thank you, everybody, for coming. I appreciate all of you. Thank you.
Well, fantastic. Well, of course, Keely also is another very strong part of the whole team process of putting this all together.
Yeah. She made this thing happen, man. And I really appreciate her, man. Hands down.
Well, Dante, I thank you so much. So we have 3 different areas that I want everyone to discuss and remember about the lesson squad. First thing was about the BPM 120, 60, 30, cut it in halves. Second, working on hand counting exercises for 16th notes and different patterns to get your hands looser, especially working with your non-dominant hand. And also that bass drum beater, by allowing it to come off the head and letting that bass drum sing. You've got some incredible kits. This Evolution kit just sounds absolutely phenomenal in what it is. What Mapex does it so well, and Mapex All Access. You're here, Dante. You did it. You did a fantastic job.
Thank you, man. Get you an Evolution. Get you a Mapex kit. This kit sings, as you can hear. This is dry tones. This is no gate, no reverb, no EQ. What is tuned? Thank you to my brother. This is what you get. This is the kit. The sub kick that you're hearing is the AK sub kick, but yeah, this drum set speaks.
Yeah, it really does, man. Thank you so much. Mapex, as always, there, Mapex All Access. Again, lessonsquad.com/Dante-Roberson. Go there, check it out. Everyone, thank you so much. We have had people, Dante, from Australia, from Brazil, from the US, from South America. This is unbelievable. We even had somebody here, like I said, Australia. That's like,
wow.
It's already like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning over there. So they're watching it and enjoying it. So thanks so much for what you shared.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody that came all over the globe to be a part of this. I do not take it for granted. And I want to leave you with this. Look, just because life gets in the way, you have something that so many people wish they could have. You have a passion for something, and that passion is for music, and it's for one of the greatest instruments on this earth, and it's for drums. So at the end of the day, you could beat on your lap, you could snap your fingers, clap your hands, get on your practice pad, you could sing a melody, you could get on your drums, but man, just keep playing. Everybody's in a different part of this timeline. I'm about to be 50 in June. But at the end of the day, I wish you nothing but great success, and I want to see you make it. So just come to me. Just come to us. We got you. Mapex got you. Mapex got you. You see how they doing this big for you guys? Mapex got you, man. Come on.
Well said, man. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. and we'll see you real soon. Dante, we'll be doing this again for sure.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Dom.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
All right, man.